Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Hey everyone, Sue here at 1A Auto, and today I'm going to show you how to remove the horn on an 06 Honda Element and how to replace it with a universal. If you need this part or any other part for your car, click on the link below and head on over to 1aauto.com. Okay, to start with, we have to take the front bumper off. So I'm going to raise my vehicle up on a 2-post lift. You can use jack and jack stands at home, and you're going to get all the bolts underneath first. So to start with the bumper, I'm going to take the outer cover off, and there is 2 on each corner, 10mm socket style bolts. They're probably pretty rusted, but you can't get up in there with a spray, unfortunately. Let's see if this one will come down or if it's spinning in place. Yep. I'm going to try to get some spray up there because this clip does have a cutout right here. I'm gonna have to let that soak. And this one I think is spinning in place. I'm gonna come over here, get these ready. So at this point we try to remove these little bolts here holding. So they're metal clips with welded nuts on them that hold the plastic down, and they're so rusted that the nut has broken off on the metal clip. So all 4 metal bolts, 2 on that side, 2 on this side, are just spinning in place. So what we're going to do is bring it back down, and we're going to disconnect the top of the bumper and see if we pry it out, if we can access these, and go from that point. So I'm going to remove this plastic clip that's still intact. The other one's missing. So now I've got one piece out from underneath. Now I'm going to bring it down halfway because I got to go in the fender well and see if I can take the 2 bolts out from the fender well. I'm going to take the fender flare, this bolt off both fenders so that I can access the bumper. It goes in here on a clip. That's an 8mm socket. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So obviously everything on this vehicle is somewhat broken and causing havoc. So you just got to get this piece out. So now we're going to move on to this one. Hope they all don't break. There's 5 total on this. Oh, look at that, just like the way it's supposed to go. So obviously we're going to have to get a whole bunch of body clips for this vehicle because we just started. And this is how much they're all just coming apart and breaking. They're so brittle. Let's see what we get. There we go. Oh, now we just simply lift this up. There you go. Now we're going to remove all the other plastic clips that we see up here. I think I'm going to have to use multiple tools at the same time to try to save some of these. Like they're made of steel. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, let's move on to the 3 on each headlight. Okay, we'll move over here. So the reason we're changing these headlights, they're not as foggy as they could be. I've seen a lot worse. But something else that's pretty common with these Elements is these ears break off. It's a lot of weight on this front nose design. And I think that has a lot to do with it. The cold and just tapping, you tap it. Both headlights are broken on the assemblies. And that will give an improper headlight alignment. So obviously you go down the road, headlights will shake, or they're not lined up properly. So I took this bolt out, and I took these other two body clips out. I'm going to take this last one here, just to give it a little bit more flex. And now you need to pull this, you're going to pull this flare out like that. You've got this ear tab that goes over there. See, it mounts right over that screw part. And then these are plastic push-ins. So you're just going to grab it from the top, pull it out. Now we got to do the same thing to the other side. So the clip on the inside of this fender well is just spinning. So I'm going to try a pair of angled needle nose pliers to try to hold that clip in place while I take my 8mm socket and see if I can spin this free. Perfect. I'm just going to keep moving the broken clips. Just going to remove as much as I can. So now I can pull this flare out, grab the bumper, and give it a pull. There we go. Whew. Now let's lower it down and see if we can get to these broken tabs on the bottom. So now that we have access to the bottom mounting bolts, you see the clip is broken. I'm going to use a pair of locking needle nose pliers. See if I can grab onto this. I'm going to use an electric 3/8 drive down below here with my 10mm socket. There we go. We're just going to end up breaking the plastic, I think. So I've got one more over here. Now that I can reach it better, I'll spoke it. And now I'm going to put the locking pliers on this one. I'm going to go down below. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try this angle. Nope. So basically every clip is rotted, busted. So we're going to have to, now the bumper's off the car. When it comes to the time, we're going to have to remove each one of those clips, whether we have to cut them out or just let them soak a little bit longer. We'll have to replace those. So now I can remove my bumper from the area. So once you've removed the bumper, you have access to your horn, and the horn is pretty self-explanatory to remove, but to show you how to, you got a connector here with a push tab. You're just going to squeeze on that tab, pull that off, and the mounting bolt is a 12mm. So I'm going to put my socket on there. And dismount it. Now if you bought a universal horn, that means that you can install that on this car. It does not have to be a horn from the manufacturer. What you would do is the new universal horn would come with a bracket and a connector just like this, or two tabs into it. I'm 90% sure it will have a connector, two tabs with a spade. So you're going to have to cut your terminal end. You have a single wire, and you put the single wire tab on the feed, and the other wire would go to a ground. And you could ground that right off on the bracket if you had to. Just remember when you install the universal horn to make sure that the opening to the horn is not facing out or up. You want it facing down or towards the fender well, because you don't want water and debris to get up in there. So obviously if it's facing like this, you're going down the road, fills it up. Goes like that, fills it up. So make sure you mount the new one in the fender well facing or facing down so it drains. As you can see, this one actually mounted an angle. So if water was to get splashed up in there, it would still drip and run out. So we're just going to reverse the procedure to install it. You see how they did? They bent the tab on the body here. They bent the tab out just a little bit to hold that bracket. Tighten it up and reconnect the connector. Line up the guides and snap it in. Now we're ready to put the bumper back on. And we had a lot of hardware breakage from the age of the car, a lot of dry plastic. So we have to replace almost all our pieces. But I'm just going to line it up and show you how to line it up. So, you know, you took it apart, I'm sure you can gather it. So this notch is going to go right into the plastic notch that's in that fender flare. So hold it up, line that up, and just push it right in. I'm gonna do the other side the same way. And you hear things starting to set themselves in. Now you're gonna put all your clips back in on the top. So you're gonna put one center clip in, then you're gonna install your top radiator cover, and the outer fours go in after. And then don't forget to take each fender well and put this tab over. You gotta tuck up the inner fender well, put the tab over that, then you place your top fender well over it, and then put the screw in.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.